Hello my lovely ravens, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel and today I have something of a little bit different kind of thing for you. Now, a while ago I asked you what you would like to see me do with all the art supplies that I have, and many of you voted for a comparison between Arteza and Winsor Newman Cotman watercolors. So I made a little bit of a comparison chart with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors that are mostly the same. I tried to match them up as good as I could, but also made one of these. Now looking at these, you can see that the Winsor Newton Cotman is way brighter than the Arteza ones, and that the Winsor Newton Cotman also makes a near black and the Arteza doesn't really do that. However, I have to say that I do like the Arteza colors as well, even though they're less bright. Here they are very concentrated on the paper, and I also did a little wash and some water droplets in them, and it seems like they react very similarly. Now I want to put it to the test, and I have these Harry Potter Watercolor Wizardry and Harry Potter Watercolor Magic project books. And I thought it would be fun to take an image from these, put it in a sketchbook twice, and then paint with the two different watercolors. I think it was this one that I wanted to do. I will link these down below if you are interested in purchasing them. They are truly amazing. So there we have the image that I will transfer into my sketchbook. I'll show you. So this is the Watercolor Magic one. And both books are pretty similar. They start with this, then what is in it, an introduction, some photos. And it actually uses this Winsor Newton Cotman set for the colors that this artist uses. And then she made this is a supply list, also hand painted by her. And then you start into the project. So this is what the projects look like. Some have step-by-step instructions, some have written instructions, but they all have which colors she used. So they are really nice books. And then the second half is watercolor paper, and you can take this out because it's very easy to tear out. It's glued, so you can just take this out if you wanted to. There we go. Or you can obviously copy it, and yeah, I thought this would be nice to just transfer in my sketchbook. So I'm going to transfer this, and I will be back with you when that is done, and then we can start the painting process of Pretty Bots Every Flavor Beans. Before I start, let me show you what the watercolor sets look like. So I re-sketched it, and this is the newest sketch, or the test I should say. And for this one, it is this one. And that is what the Arteza looks like. And this is what the Winsor Newton Cotman looks like. This is still from my swatching. The benefit of this one is that you can take this whole thing out, and then you have that like this in your hand. And that's metal. This is plastic. This stays in there because they're individually take outable. You could put them in a metal tin as well. And then this palette part. And this is stick up there. This palette part actually comes out like so. So yes, that's the difference between the two sets. Like I said, the colors are very similar, and the main colors that I chose for the sketching are very similar indeed as well. Anyway, let's get into the transferring of the image. So as you can see, maybe not that well, I have split up the page. So one will be Arteza and one will be Winsor & Newton. And I have all my paints here. This is going to be my swatch area. So let's first start with some swatches. I have the book sitting here next to me, and I'm going to try and get these colors as close as possible. So let's do that first. So after this particular swatch, you can see that the Cotman is way brighter. These are just a little bit more muted. And I did a smudge test just by wiping my finger over the black. And you can see that the Arteza one smudges a lot more, and the Winsor & Newton hardly does any. So let me go ahead and put some music on and paint these two. So I've just completed the first one, and as you can see, it's not too bad, although I did have some problems with overlaying the black on the colors because it seemed to lift the colors. So there's that. I hope that will go a little bit better here. You can also see now the colors have settled, and these are way more granulating than these ones, and they're just less vibrant. Even though when you're actually making a painting, it looks vibrant enough. But let's go on to the Winsor & Newton and see what we get. Okay, so here are the results of the battle between Winsor & Newton and Arteza. I personally like Winsor & Newton better, but if you're stuck for budget, then Arteza is a good alternative. However, if you do have the funds for it, I would just go for Cotman because they are just better paints. They are easier to work with. They don't require as much pigment as the Arteza ones do, and this red, for instance, is a lot more diluted than this one, and that is more how watercolor should work, in my opinion. And the colors are just way more vibrant, as you can probably tell. So that is it from me for this comparison. Let me know if you liked it and if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.